Welcome, everyone. How's everybody doing? Let me do that again. It's a great day in February. Yes, how is everybody doing? Woo! Obviously, when we put this event together, we said, you know what? We're going to put it on the best physical, warmest day in February possible. And that's exactly what we dialed up. So very happy that we are literally standing room only over here for this event. And so, again, I am Brian Kenner. I am the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development. And welcome to the Baldwin, everyone. We are here to officially cut the ribbon on the Baldwin, which, as many people probably remember, was the former R.L. Christian Library site here on 13th and H Street Northeast. If you have been a follower of us for 2 years, you will probably remember that we were out here less than 2 years ago for the groundbreaking. Does anybody remember that? Big hole. It was hot that day. We walked on some planks over there. And so we are very happy to be here less than 2 years later to be able to cut the ribbon on this great project, which is going to create quality, affordable housing, family-sized units on what is an increasingly amenity-rich corridor here on 8th Street. And so we're always happy to welcome a project that is effectively 100% affordable. 4 projects like this, that's right. For projects like this to be successful, obviously it takes a village to do that, so I want to say a few thank yous. First to the Deputy Mayor's team, who has worked long and hard for this project over many, many years to make sure that it is a success. We have our primary project manager, Miguel Garcia. Thank you very much, Miguel, for all of your work here. We have our lawyer, Javier Beltran. I don't know if Javier is here or not. He should be, if not. Gilles Stucker, thank you, Gilles, for all of your work. He's over there. Kate Hardig, who always puts these great events together. These are great events. I really want to say thank you to Kate. And finally, to our Director of Real Estate Development, who I normally comment whether he has a coat or doesn't have a coat, because it's normally cold weather, and he normally doesn't have a coat. Today he doesn't. Sarosh Padwala. Thank you, Sarosh. Without a coat. These projects always involve lots of complicated funding partners and take lots of support in order to get accomplished. And so I want to thank Polly Donaldson from the Department of Housing and Community Development. What I'll say is 1 point of 4 of our housing folks. We also have Todd Lee from our Housing Finance Agency. Thank you very much, Todd, for being here. I think I saw also from the Office of Planning, Director Andrew Trueblood. Thank you very much, Director Trueblood, for being here, helping us with this. And then on the development side, we've had lots of great private and nonprofit partners that have been helpful in putting this together. A little bit later on, you're going to hear from Brendan Whitsett from Insight Property Group, who put this project together, Ken Brewer from the H Street Community Development Corporation, as well as Wells Fargo, who have been instrumental in making sure that this project was a success. As many people have heard, I got 3 jobs. I need to be focused on ensuring that D.C. residents get jobs in the District of Columbia. I've got to be focused on increasing tax revenue, and that tax revenue is important because it pays for schools, the libraries, all of the public services that we have come now to expect in the District of Columbia. We need tax revenue to do that, and I have to be focused on increasing affordable housing in the District of Columbia. All of the projects in the Deputy Mayor's office touch at least one of those. Projects like this are very unique in that they touch many of those. As many people probably saw when this one was was going through construction, lots of people who were at work. There were lots of people who, in this lovely retail space, which a little bit later on I think we'll take a bit of a tour. I encourage people to see that really beautiful wraparound retail space that will create lots of jobs here in the District of Columbia. This project obviously is taking what was formerly a library site and putting it back on the tax rolls for the District of Columbia, providing a neighborhood amenity and productive use for this community. And then obviously, as I said before, this project is providing, I think, 33 units of all affordable housing on 8th Street. And those important for me is that those affordable units are affordable at 30 and 50% of area median income. And so we're talking at most for a family of four who is earning about $65,000, which is an increasingly important segment that we need to make sure continues to get housed in the District of Columbia. So we're very happy to be able to support projects like this that really provide an amenity for, frankly, not only this corridor, but also for the city. Projects like this also need to be led by a vision. And I think that thus far, especially over the last 4 years and increasingly over the next 4 to 8 years, we have had a visionary leader in our mayor. We have had someone, yeah, I put that in there. We've had our mayor who, and I'll just repeat what has been said before by the Washington Post, by national publications, by community groups and so forth, that literally there is nobody in the country who is doing more for affordable housing than our mayor is. We already know that we have the highest, that's right. We already have the highest per capita allocation for our Housing Production Trust Fund. This mayor tasked us with thinking about housing preservation, which is increasingly important in the District of Columbia. And so she challenged the Department of Housing Community Development and Department of Housing Finance Agency to create a new $40 million preservation fund, which we're happy to announce will be making its first investments this year. We've already put DOPA regulations, which is the district's opportunity to purchase program, in effect, and we're going to see our first opportunities for DOPA in 2019. And finally, this mayor has really championed us to think about new ways to create affordable housing in increasingly amenity-rich corridors. And so with that, I would like to welcome up our leader, Mayor Muriel Bowser.
Thank you. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Baldwin. And welcome to Ward 6. And I say that with our Ward 6 Councilmember Charles Allen. Thank you for being here, Councilmember Allen. And welcome to the former R.L. Christian. I like projects like this because this was one of the final projects that I got through the council when I was on the council. And now I get to be here as mayor to deliver this 100% affordable project to the residents of the District of Columbia. So to the residents who are here, the ANC commissioners, and all of our team who has been a part of bringing this project to you, I want to say congratulations, because we know when we work together, we can make very difficult projects. And all affordable housing projects, I have learned, are difficult to get financed, to get designed, to get approved, and to get built. Takes a lot of people working together. And we know as a city, we have a lot of great things going for us. In a lot of ways, these are the best of times in Washington, D.C. But we also know that we have a responsibility and the ability to do more, to bring more people along in the prosperity of Washington, D.C. And the 8th Street Northeast corridor is kind of emblematic of the change of our city, isn't it? And it gives us an opportunity to say we can have streetcar, we can have restaurants and new amenities, we can have old neighbors and new neighbors, and we can live here together. But it won't happen without some intentionality around projects just like the Baldwin. And I'm very proud to be here to help you open it. We also want to say today, for the last 4 years, and very recently I've said that we've produced or preserved 6,000 units of affordable housing in the last 4 years. But the truth is, we've broken that number. Now we're at 7,000 units produced or preserved. And of that, are 1,000 units that have been part of planned unit development projects. In planned unit developments, many of you are involved in development and building and planning for neighborhoods and know that planned unit developments allow property owners and communities to come together to say, we want this to be a little denser. We want more units, because we know when we have more affordable units, we can drive prices down across the city. And so we want to talk about how that 7,000 units included 1,000 units from planned unit developments. And now we have how many held up in court? And now we have almost 2,000 affordable units held up in court cases because planned unit developments are being contested. And sadly, it's kind of a perversion of the process because we think, or people think, that they're saving the neighborhood when in fact they're only causing prices to go up in the neighborhood when 2,000 affordable units are being held up in planned unit developments. So while we're here to celebrate the Baldwin, we're also called on to do all that we can to make sure that we're thinking bigger about affordable housing, that we're thinking outside of the box, and that we're committed in the next 4 or 8 years to do, that's for you, Deputy Mayor, that's to do even more for the residents of Washington, D.C. Are you with me? All right. So with that, I want to invite to the podium a friend who is just as focused on how we make all of our neighborhoods that are so rich with diversity, that we share in a commitment to being intentional about making sure all Washingtonians have an opportunity to thrive in our city. Charles Allen.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Now, this is exciting to be here. And it was about a year and a half ago or so when we were walking across wooden planks out to the middle of a muddy field to be able to break ground on this. And it's exciting to see something move this fast. I'm thrilled to be here because this is a project that I think, frankly, the rest of the city should try to model what we've done here. Mayors have a lot of priorities. They got to do a lot of different things, keep tabs on a lot of different things going on. But I think since day one, what I have seen our mayor focus on more than almost anything has been affordable housing. And this project is another example of that. And I really appreciate it. I want us to give another round of applause because this is how we focus building our city. Because it's important that everybody can see their future in our city, in every neighborhood, and that takes the intentionality to do this. And I think back to how we got here. It was maybe, and we have ANC Commissioner Sandra Phillips-Gilbert here from ANC 6A, and it's great to see you, and you remember the history, where, this was a library kiosk, the R.L. Christian, and it was about a decade or so ago that the city made that tough decision, but closed that. And I see my friend Anwar Salim here, from H Street, Main Street, and we probably programmed that thing with a couple of different interim ideas and tried to keep it going. But the city tried to figure out what do we do with this space. And then we decided on housing. And initially, we had, I think it was a project with about 30% affordable housing. And I had a conversation with my friends Trent Smith, with Brendan Whitsitt, with others, and they said, I think we can do more. We want to do more. And there were two things they had to do first. They said, all right, first we got to go talk to the community. Do you think they'll go for 100% affordable in our neighborhood? And I said, are you kidding me? Let's go talk to ANC 6A right away. And I'm really grateful. Across the board, ANC 6A, they jumped on board. They said, let's do this. Let's figure it out. And we're grateful that this is a community that says, yes, how do we make sure we build homes for everybody? Then, of course, the next thing you got to do is you got to go to the mayor, and you got to go to Deputy Mayor Kenner and say, how do we get this deal done? And I think with the mayor's leadership, Brian and his team have been fantastic, said, all right, let's get this done. And we converted this to a 100% affordable project on the heart of H Street with high-quality homes. I walked through one a couple of weeks ago, and it is phenomenal inside. I walked through a 3-bedroom. I know there may be some folks that are already moved in that are here today. It's a great space. This is going to be a great part of our community. We celebrated it. We said, groundbreaking about a year and a half ago. I see Bobby Pittman here, and he was there that day. This is going to be something we're really proud of. I'm really proud of it because it makes sure that we say to our city, this is a home for you. That is not just the price point, but it's also the units. We have 3-bedroom units, 6 different homes in here. So this is something we should celebrate. We're proud of today. I'm excited, really grateful for our partners from both the public and the private to make today happen. And so, Ms. Mayor, I'll hand it back over to you, and just grateful for this, and I'm excited with this, and let's do more of this. All right, thank you.
I know, Brian. Just a quick story. I actually remember the day that Charles Allen called me about this project, saying, "Brian, there's this great. We can do it all affordable." And I was like, "Okay, let's try to do the math on it." And then we actually got it to work. So I thank you, Councilmember. You have been a champion of this. I'm going to invite up two folks who are really responsible for making sure that that this project got implemented in the right way. So I'd like to ask up Brendan Whitsat from Insight Property Group and Ken Brewer, CEO of the 8th Street Community Development Corporation. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today. My name is Brendan Whitsett with Insight Property Group, representing the development team of the Baldwin. I want to welcome all of you here and thank you for joining us today. It's funny, on reflection of some of the earlier remarks, it really drives home to me that there are many things that we can be proud of as citizens of the district and friends of the district here at the Baldwin. And just speaking personally, there are three things in particular that come to mind that I'm proud of that I wanted to share with you today. And the first, as Deputy Mayor Kenner said, it really does take a village. And the first thing that I'm proud of is the exemplary partnership that we managed to put together between the district's leadership, the community, and the development team. So I do want to take just one more opportunity to recognize Mayor Bowser, Deputy Mayor Kenner, Charles Allen, and the ANC. I want to thank you for your leadership and your support in partnering with us to create a vision for bringing dedicated affordable units to 8th Street. So. And the second thing I'm most proud of today is the good work of our project team. As many of you know, on a project like this, you could easily have hundreds of people who have touched this project in ways large and small. It would take too long to thank each and every one of you individually, but you know who you are. So on behalf of the team, please accept our warm gratitude and thanks for all that you've done. And finally, the third thing that I'm incredibly proud of today is the product itself. This beautiful building that we've all gathered around this afternoon is the product of a lot of hard work, a lot of creative thinking, excellent partnership, and my hope is that this can serve, again, as a model for how we can develop affordable housing in the district in a way that brings success to all of us. So thank you again for being here. I truly appreciate it, and thanks for all of your support.
With that, I think we're actually going to cut the ribbon. So I'd like to invite up community members, or if you worked on the project, come on up and join the mayor, the council member, to officially cut the ribbon.